I continue with the idea of be, do, serve, train, and I actually want to show you kind of what that looks like and let you see it. I haven't drawn it in quite a while, but I would challenge you to just pay attention to this little truth here, and I think if you do, it'll help you. And so I want to go over be, do, serve, and train with you right quick. And so what I have here, if you can see it, I have be at the bottom, do, serve, train. And so here at the bottom we have our B level. That's our foundation. That's who we are. That when the storms come, when there's a split in the church, when the divorce is threatening, when a child does wrong, it will shake us to the very foundation, and we'll see who we really are. You can build two houses, one on the sand and one on the rock, but when the storm comes, we find out what it's built on. So what we want to do is work on that part of who they really are. And so the be then affects the do. So in other words, sitting above the be is your do level. I call the do level your actions. It's how you pay your bills. It's how you love your wife. It's how you lead your home. It's how you attend church. It's just your character level. It's who you are. And that's all based on who you are on the inside. On the inside. So on your do level, I'm seeing a reflection of what's in your B level. You can meet people and boy, they look good and they talk good, but over time and with storms and with problems, you begin to see that they're not what they painted themselves to be, because you can only fake it so long. You can only hold your breath so long. And so I want to work on the B level, because I know this. I know that what's on the inside, down here is going to work its way up to here. And I know that my wife might not know all of my thoughts, but my wife sees all of my actions. And my actions are based on my attitudes. My actions are based on who I am. And so it's do. Now, I want to help them learn not only to be saved and know it, but I want them to start living it and practicing it. And then I want them to find a place in the ministry to serve. Everybody gets to serve. Now, some will be ushers. Some will be greeters. Some will work in the nursery. But everybody wants to have a part. They want to take part. And then everybody can do some training, but I want to make my priority ministry a training ministry. I want to make it a training ministry. So it's my priority. So I want to train everybody to do all they can do. So B, that's very private, very personal. That's who you are, where no one can see but you. But your public ministry is how you serve, maybe how people know you. But your priority ought to become training people. That's our goal, is to train people. But the way we're going to train people is we're going to work on the most interior level of them. If it doesn't, you can't change actions without changing attitudes. You can't change what you do without first changing what you are. You do because you are. A duck walks like a duck, talks like a duck, swims like a duck because it's a duck. And a pig eats slop and lays in mud because it's a pig. And you can't make a pig be anything but a pig. Now we get saved, and when we get saved, we were one and we've become a new one, but we don't understand all of that. We haven't had enough training to understand what that means. We don't understand how that's going to affect our holiness. Now something on the inside is going to burn in them and say, you need to change. And as the word is shown to them, they'll say, the Lord is really dealing with me about it. There was a man in Peru. I used to go into his store, and pornography was all over his store. It was a gift and greeting card store, but he had all sorts of pornography. He'd have topless women. He'd have just disgusting things all over there. And he was a member of our church. And I would go to him all the time, and I'd say, man, you need to get rid of that stuff. And he said to me, he said, no, it belongs to my father-in-law, and he doesn't want me to get rid of it. I said, man, I just don't know how you do that. Well, I came home on furlough and I went back and I went down to see him at the store and I walked in. And when I walked into the store, all the photography was gone. There were teddy bears. There were teddy bears. There were all sorts of cute little animal pictures and everything was totally different. And I walked over to him and I said, "What in the world? Where did all that stuff go?" He said, "You know, I was just praying about it. I was just thinking about my life." And he said, all of a sudden it hit me that I need to get rid of that stuff. I said, "I thought it was your father-in-law's store." He said, "That was an excuse." He said, "But when you told me to do it, I didn't want to do it. But I couldn't help it when he told me to do it." So I'd just like to challenge you. Let's let him tell them what to do. And I believe we'll see a remarkable change in everybody.